Yeah, shout out Mile High Minute, man. Tapping in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Let's get it.
Mile High Minute, #1 podcast in the universe. We live in Milwaukee with A1 Management, man. What's the word?
Yo, how you doing, my boy?
Doing pretty good. And this is a dope interview we've been talking about for a minute. I think we've been connected for at least probably like 6 to 9 months now at this point.
Sure.
I appreciate you tapping in. I appreciate you, setting up a lot of interviews for me and, helping me connect with some of your artists.
For sure.
All right, man. Well, shit, let's just get into your background story. So where are you originally from?
I'm from northern Indiana, like Maryville, Indiana, Cherville, Indiana. That's really how I got tapped in with the Chicago market. It's like
Okay.
probably like 30, 45 minutes away from Chicago.
Okay. So you were born and raised out there?
Yeah, and then I moved to Wisconsin when I got a little bit older.
Okay. What were you into growing up before the music?
Shit, really, I was into sports and shit. I played football to like 10th grade, basketball, and got into music after that.
Okay. You were playing in high school?
Yeah.
What was your experience with sports in high school? Were you pretty good or
Shit,
how was it?
I was decent. I wasn't no star, none, but I was an athletic kid, so I played to like 10th grade, and then like in high school, I feel like that shit don't become more like a job. It ain't really fun no more, the 2 days and stuff. So it's just like kind of lost interest in it and stopped doing it.
Yeah. What was life like growing up for you in Indiana? Did you have both your parents in your life?
No, I mean my parents are split. I was really raised by my mom, and then my dad. I see him every once in a while and shit, but you know, typical
Yeah.
shit.
Was it pretty cool growing up? Like, did you grow up on like Section 8 or anything like that, or how was it?
No, I wasn't on no Section 8. I say it's probably like lower middle class. It wasn't. We ain't have. Wasn't rich. Wasn't dirt poor. I've had
Yeah.
a good experience of seeing like rich and poor, so like being all over the U.S. and stuff. So I definitely can't say we was poor. There's people in worse spots and there's people in better spots. So
Yeah. What are some of the pros and cons of like seeing both sides of things, like the nice things, but also seeing some of the poor stuff growing up?
I feel like socially I can fit into a lot of different demographics and I can relate or talk to almost anybody anywhere in the U.S. Like I don't really feel uncomfortable anywhere.
Okay. That's dope. Okay. So you say you got into music around like sophomore, junior year of high school?
Yeah, something like that. My homie was rapping and he ain't even really have nothing out yet, but like he was cold as fuck. So it was just he needed a manager, so he was asking. I was like fake managing someone else, but like not taking it serious. But then he asked me to manage him, and then I started taking the shit serious, and we ended up taking it to the next level and shit.
Who were you listening to growing up before you started getting involved in the industry?
Shit, probably like 50 Cent, Lil Wayne, Eminem, the classics, like the legends everybody be listening to, Drake, and like that shit. When Drake first started
Okay.
popping.
Okay. So you said you started managing your homie. Who was your homie?
That was Etio, big guy. And we just locked in on, he said, yeah, he was rapping his ass off, and then he needed someone to put him in the booth, and I linked him with a studio, and he went in there, made Still Tippin', and it was up from there.
Still Tipping. Was it like a remix to the Houston version, or
Yeah,
was it?
yeah, yeah. So it was a remix to the old school song, and he went in there and like on some gangster shit, went crazy on that shit, on some like some drill shit.
Oh, okay. How did you tap in with him? Was it through like
It was like
school or
no, it was through another artist. I linked up with another artist at the time. Like the artist I was like fake managing, but like it wasn't. I know real shit. And he brought me around. Big guy was like 15, 16, and we ended up just hitting it off from there and going crazy.
okay? And you got him a deal, right?
Yeah, we ended up. He signed. We Create Music. It was through WorldStar. We had like a little distribution deal, and yeah.
Okay, that's dope. So you start working with him. Were you like planning on getting further into the industry, or were you just trying to show him love, or what was kind of your plan?
I mean, yeah,
moving forward at that point.
Like I got like I got a conqueror mentality. So when I start at something, like I just want to become the best and like work till I can get to like where I envision myself at. So at the end of the day, I want to be like the WAC 100, the 100K management. So like I'm trying to get to their level and past them. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, that's dope. That's dope. So you said you tapped in with Big Guy. What about s.dot? How'd you tap in with s.dot? And really the Chicago scene as a whole. I know you said you were like, what, 45 minutes away from there?
Yeah,
Were
I
you
was
listening to a lot of Chicago rappers?
Yeah, I was listening to like a lot of that music. Just makes its way down to Indiana and shit. And then it was just it was at a party or something. I linked up with an artist there, and they put me in tune with a so and so, and ended up just working my way through, and ended up getting in touch with a lot of people, and just started going crazy with the music side.
Okay. What was the Chicago scene like from your perspective when you first started getting involved with the industry?
I mean, shit was a lot different. I feel like now, like, the internet becomes more and more of a factor, and people are just trying to one up the next person, so they can get the next extreme and the more extreme, they can get to that point.
Okay. And then another big artist you've been working with is S.D. How'd you tap in with S.D.?
I was actually managing an artist named Black A Benzo at the time, and he's from like where S.D. from, and they was into it or whatever, but we linked up in Atlanta like for them to like squash the shit, and yeah, we ended up, me and S.D. ended up chopping it up, talking business, and shit was just making sense, so we ended up locking in and getting some business done.
Okay. As far as that goes, were you kind of helping them squash it, or?
I mean, I'm always like preaching that, like I'm always trying to. I want a positive message, people to work together and stuff, and but I ain't never like every man has their own decisions and does what they gonna do, at the end of the day. So I ain't telling nobody what to do or nothing like that.
Right. Okay. And then like one thing I'm curious about is, how do you monetize being a manager?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm sure at first it was probably a lot of just groundwork, getting your brand out there and stuff like that. But now it looks like you're doing PR campaigns, and I'm sure you're working with a lot of these major artists. So like, how do you kind of monetize it and like make it worth it for you?
I mean, at first, like, it really was a lot of investment. Like, I wasn't making a lot of money. And then really, like, the last year or so, I really started to be able to figure out, get contracts in order. You want to make sure you have contracts on your artists. And then I really started making, you get paid off the streams every month, features, shows, etc. Depending on whatever agreement you got. Depending on whatever agreement you got with the artist.
Okay. How do you... I feel like we need more managers out here in Colorado. I've tried it a little bit, but it's kind of been more on some, I'll throw you an oop here and there when I can type shit, but it's not really like paperwork, official, this is what I'm doing full time, especially when I got like the interviews and stuff like that. So how do you, how do you get the artist on the contract, and then like how does it kind of work with the distribution companies and stuff like that, so where you make sure you get your cut?
I mean, really, with the artists, I was told to sign anybody. Like, the market's so saturated right now, where really like it's all about who's serious and willing to invest in themselves and take the shit serious, because like that's how the labels are like knowing who to sign or not. It's not necessarily the most talented person's getting signed anymore.
Right.
It's just
Okay. Okay.
who's putting the bag up behind themselves to invest in themselves and take it to the next level.
Okay. That sounds good. I know we're kind of backtracking a little bit, but what kind of tips would you give like an upcoming artist or an artist in general, you know what I'm saying, to build the demand for a manager?
Stay consistent, invest in yourself, marketing, and really that's it. I feel like if you keep those things, like you'll be sitchy in any situation, and you ain't gonna have to be hitting up no one to manage you or nothing. People gonna be hitting you up, like they gonna be knocking down your door to get shit rolling.
Okay. What do you say to those artists who are small or just upcoming, you know, that complain about, oh, I need a manager or blah, blah, blah?
Get you some money, bro. Like you don't got no money, you ain't got no career at the end of the day. Like how you gonna ask the next motherfucker to invest in you if you ain't willing to invest in yourself? Like everybody got something
Right.
going on in their life. Like you just gotta make something happen.
Right. What kind of value do you provide as a manager to these artists in order for them to want to work with you as a manager?
I'm glad you asked this, because I ain't gonna lie, I just did an interview with 16, and I ain't never been asked this before, so I was like sitting there like a dumbass. But no, it was but like really keep the business in order. I had to think about it, like what do I do? But it's like I make sure everything's in order and the business is in order, so everything just runs smoothly, we operate smoothly, and the sequencing is in order, because like you can have the same sequencing as long as someone could do the same thing as you do, but if your sequencing's better, your rollout's going to be better.
Okay. Now, what is the importance of like tapping in with different blogs? Because, you know, I've seen you've gotten a lot of artists interviews on a bunch of platforms. Obviously, Mile High Minute, looks like you've got some interviews on DJU, got some interviews on Fuchsia's TV, No Jumper, like a lot of major platforms in the industry. So what's the importance for you to get your artist tapped in with major platforms and promos and interviews and stuff like that?
Not even just the major platforms. I'd like recommend artists to like tap into like their local markets too, like anywhere you go, because there's like me and Dot were talking business, and we were just saying like anywhere you go, there's some people who only listen to Mile High, and then there's some people who only listen to No Jumper. Like it just everywhere you go, there's people got their little niche market. So it's like you could tap in. And I've ran into business before where people ran PR campaigns and stuff where like I really never thought I was gonna work with them for real, but they ended up spending more money with me than people I've known 10 years. You know what I'm saying? So
Facts.
it just how it goes.
Yeah. What looks like on your Instagram, you have like 4 different PR packages. What do those include, and how do you go about selling those?
So with like the PR campaigns, it's just like it's really just a budget. I work with artists based on their budget, but like the bigger the budget, the more I can put between ad campaigns, radio, playlisting, etc. And like I got a combo with like a bunch of, I combine them all together and I put the sauce together, and it really helps artists build a real organic fan base, you know, with no bots or no fake streams or none. A lot of that bullshit that's going on nowadays.
Yeah. How do you stress the importance of organic views? It even looks like you talk a lot about artist scams and stuff like that. So what are some first we'll go into like some scams that you see in the music industry with the fake views and stuff, and then I'll ask you the next question.
I would say probably about like 75% of like the marketing campaigns I've seen, or Instagram promo, like not promos, I would say even Instagram pages. There's a lot of fake Instagram pages where they'll pay bots to comment on their shit, etc. Like it's not real organic. Like there could be a page with 15,000 followers that is really more turned than someone with 250,000 followers. It's all fake bots comment. Like it's just
Right.
the market be fucked up. Everyone's trying to finesse on the artist, and it makes like the game fucked up for people who are really sitting there trying to do organic services for artists. Almost every artist I run into, they're worried about me scamming them because they've been finessed by somebody else down the line. So it's
right. How do you, I guess, point out or catch the people that have fake views or the fake marketing companies and stuff like that?
I mean, with the fake views and shit, it'll really be like the likes, the comments. I'll check. Sometimes that shit just don't be adding up. Like they'll have 1 million views and they'll have 300 likes or something, and then like 20 comments. You know what I'm saying? And there'll be a video with 3,000 views. It's got the same shit. It just don't be making sense. Or the views on Spotify and SoundCloud ain't matching with the YouTube. It's just there's a lot of shit that don't be adding up.
Okay. What do you feel like is next for you? Do you have any plans for your management business or anything coming up that you're trying to do? Or
Yeah, definitely. Like, really, I got KD Baby and s.dot on my label right now, and I'm managing them, and I'm just trying to take them to the next level. And you know, Dot's already in a position where he's made it. KD's up and coming, so I'm just trying to get anyone I work with. I'm just trying to take them to the next level. That's all it really comes down to.
Okay. Yeah, who are all the artists that you're managing or that you're pushing?
Like right now under I got s.dot and then I got KD Baby under contract, so that's what I'm doing. And then me and SD be doing business still, but we don't got like no paperwork or nothing.
Okay. So mostly those three. But it seems like you're connected with a lot more and you still be kind of working with.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like, I be trying to help out, like, anyone I can. Like, I don't try and, I never been no gatekeeping ass motherfucker, so I be trying to put on, like, help anyone out as the best I can.
Yeah. So what are some of the, like, pros and cons of being in this industry?
I mean, some of the cons, I would say 75% of the industry is probably bullshit and just fake motherfuckers, and then you probably get 15 to 25% that's like genuine, like, you know. But the industry really just be fluky as hell, I'm be honest.
Yeah. Do you have any crazy stories or examples? You don't gotta say no names, but like any examples or crazy stories you could speak on that kind of made you feel that way?
I mean, yeah, there's been like just situations like you could feed somebody like they're a child, and then they get a little bit, you know, a little buzz or something, and then they go do their own thing. It's just the industry be fucked up, a lot of snakes and a lot of dirty shit. That's all.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyone I work with now, I make sure that, you know, it's genuine. We got real like family ties and shit. So it's all love.
No, that's real. Okay. Now you brought up KD Baby as one of the artists you have signed, and he's from New York, right?
Yeah. He
okay.
From Canarsie. He from Pop Smoke area.
How did you tap into the New York market?
Really, it was me and my artist Big Guy. We took a trip out to New York and shit, and he was doing I got him a feature out there with this Molly G, and we ended up, KD pulled up with Molly, and me and KD really just hit it off. Like I was fucking with his vibe and his energy and shit, and he ended up getting we pulled up to do the song with Molly, and we ended up doing a song with Molly and KD, like on 2 different tracks. And I was just fucking with his energy in person and his like music and shit. And he seemed like he was really wanting to take it to the next level, you know. And we ended up locking in after he ran a PR campaign. I could see he was serious about his shit, and I ended up signing him after that.
Okay, that's dope. And then I see on your Instagram you got a picture with Adam 22 and SD. How was it meeting Adam 22?
Yeah, so I was managing SD at the time, and No Jumper hit him up for an interview before, but SD wasn't really like too big into interviews. But after I started managing him, I was telling him that's kind of like whole market you're missing out on by not tapping into the interview podcast scene, you know. So we ended up sliding out there to LA to do that Adam 22 interview, and shit went decent.
Oh yeah, that's dope. That's dope. And then, how did you? Are you connected with PGF Nuk?
Like, well, I got a funny story about that. So like, really, and Nuk, he asked me for management a while ago, and that was like my biggest mistake in music was not signing Nuk, cause like, you know the situation he in now, he going crazy, he one of the top artists out of Chicago and shit. So that was really one of my biggest mistakes in music.
So what happened? Like he hit you up before he was popping for management, and you were kind of asleep on him at the time, or like?
Yeah, he was just starting to get a buzz and shit, and he hit me up for management, and I was asleep on him really, like he was going crazy, but it wasn't even really that I was asleep on him because I was fucking with the music, but I was so locked into the situation I was in. I was focused on like getting the artist I already had to, like I said, to the next level. So I wasn't really looking for new talent at the time. So it was just, it was a fuck up on my part for real. But I think the situation worked out good because like I wasn't even in the position to like elevate him to the next level like he is at now. I think the management, it worked out good for both parties that he signed, you know, worked with who he worked with and shit.
Right, that's real. Have you talked to him since he blew up at all, or?
Nah, for real, I ain't, since like that, we had that conversation about the management, I ain't spoke to him since.
Yeah, okay. So you've been to O Block, right? Looks like you took a picture in front of King Von's mural.
Yeah, a few times.
How is it, you know, going to the south side of Chicago? Do you feel any like type of way when you go down there? Is all love, or?
I mean, yeah, it's been all love for the most part, but like it, you know, it's crazy out there for sure, but it'll be on point, and you know, you mind your business. I feel like you're good for the most part.
Yeah. How do your parents do your parents know that you're managing rappers?
Yeah, for sure.
How do they support it, or do they ever kind of like, hey, you know, do something else, or like how is that?
No, I mean, I'm grown, you know. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. So it ain't.
Yeah. What about your family? They cool? They support you?
Yeah, for sure. Like they all know what I'm doing, what I got going on. I'm trying to elevate it to the next level so I can take care of everybody. So
that's dope. Okay. How do you handle managing like drill rappers? I know it's not necessarily just drill music, but like, how do you go about managing these artists and like still keeping a positive message with it? Because I feel like sometimes from the outside in, people can misconstrue things, and then, oh, you're working with these rappers, blah, blah, they're from the hood, blah, 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 whatever. How do you kind of like keep it positive in a way, if that makes sense?
I don't know. I just like, I feel like whatever situation I'm in, I feel like that's why people fuck with me. I try to be myself, and I'm not, you know, I'm just me. I stand on what I stand on, and at the end of the day, that's what it is. So people either fuck with it or they don't.
Okay, that's real. Now, on another one of your Instagram posts, you said all the rappers, you tell rappers to go ahead and be bloggers, clear the market up for the people who actually rap. Is that just in response to a lot of rappers blogging now on YouTube and whatnot?
Yeah, I'm sure you see it. It'd probably be clouding up your market and shit. But all the rappers that really ain't getting no traction and nothing going, they all trying to blog now and shit. So it's just be kind of funny to me.
Yeah, we're starting to see that out here too, man. No lie. Chicago, a lot of Chicago rappers actually.
Yeah, it's all
doing some shit.
All the old people who ain't got no traction and shit. But
okay, man. Well, shit. Oh yeah, you said you got an interview with 16 Shot on Visuals coming up.
Yeah, for sure. It ain't come out yet, but we're gonna be dropping soon for sure.
How was that interview, and how did y'all get connected?
It was good. That's my boy. Me and 16 been locked in for like a couple years now, maybe a year or two. But yeah, I fuck with 16. That's my dog.
Okay, who are like the top 5 bloggers in the in the game?
Oh shit. Okay. So you put me on the spot. I be fucking with a lot of people, so you.
Yeah.
All right.
You don't gotta be biased either.
All right.
Cool.
No order. No order. I'll say 16. BZTV.
That's a good one.
I gotta give my boy Mile High.
I appreciate it.
Mile High. I want to say Real Tune. I fuck with Real Tune, but sometimes Real Tune can be a little messy. But I fuck with
Real Tune is messy as hell, man.
But Real Tune TV, you know, he be putting it out there. And 5, I say Fuchsia's TV.
Okay, dope, man. What about the top 5 rappers in Chicago?
In Chicago,
From your opinion.
From my perspective,
yeah,
I gotta give it to Dot. Let's see. All right, you just talking like on like they got the city like they turned, or you want like just bar for bar? Like I think like the music I listen to every day.
Let's go. Man, that's tough. Either one. Like, you can name the artists you mess with, but then, like, name, like, a couple that you really, like, okay, I gotta give my props to them type shit.
So, like, the artists I be messing with, my top 5, like, I would say Dot, you know, Big Guy. I listen to, like, DV, Juju Bean. So, just really people I be knowing and shit. But if, like, it's Chicago as a whole, you know, I say, like, Nuk doing his thing right now. You got the, what is it, the DDG twins, Sean and, you know what I'm talking about? They signed a Laka, I'm pretty sure, or No More Heroes. The twins, the Sean twins, they going crazy right now. Who else is part of that new wave in Chicago? You got Shoebox Baby, he going crazy. You got a couple people.
Okay.
New wave and shit.
Okay. What is one piece of advice you would give any artist trying to get in the game?
Stay consistent. Stay consistent. Invest in yourself and just don't let up. Like even if you ain't taking off right away, just stay consistent with it. Keep working. Keep dropping. Keep marketing yourself, and you gonna get to where you want to go. Cause somebody gonna give up before you, and if you just keep working, you gonna get there.
Oh yeah. Okay. What made you want to tap into the Denver market?
Shit, really, you. I seen what Mile High was doing and shit, and like you was really just kind of taking that market till I feel like it was like more local, and you was kind of trying to make it more a thing across like the whole country. So I could just see when a motherfucker's serious and about their craft, and you know, that's what makes me want to tap in with people.
Oh, yeah, man. Do you think you could see yourself managing any Denver or Colorado artists? Tapping in
yeah,
out here?
for sure. I mean, really, the situation I'm in right now, I ain't trying to manage nobody unless they already profitable, making, like, you know, I could see, like, I could step in and we could both make money together right away, but
right.
If the opportunity presented itself, like, I would, you know, I never turn down an opportunity, so.
What do you think a Colorado artist would need to do in order to work with you and be like managed and stuff like that?
Shit, build their fan base. Tap in with me on a PR. I'll help you build an organic fan base and shit. We can get your monthly listeners, subs, all that shit up. Go crazy.
Okay, bet. All right, man. Well, shit, I think that just about wraps it up. Is there any like final thoughts, shout outs, any last minute things you want to speak on?
Shit, shout out s.dot, shout out KD baby, shout out my boy Leafy Greens, you know. Shout out Mile High Minute, and thanks for the interview. Appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, man. Thank you. Oh, yeah, I was going to ask, too, real quick, like, who are, like, who are some of your favorite managers in the rap industry?
Shit, probably, people I look up to, 100K Management, Whack 100. You can even throw Rainwater in there. Like, they all doing their thing and really stamp their shit in the industry, and I'm trying to get up to where they at, pass them up, you know.
Oh, yeah.
All about the competition.
And where did you get the name A1 Management from?
My first artist I started managing seriously, FTO Big Guy. He gave me that name, and that's just A1 is just I always do business A1. It's just professional, you know. That's how I try to do it. So.
Okay, that's real, man. Where can the people find you on Instagram, social media, all that, man?
Y'all can find me at A1 Management on Instagram. Subscribe to my artist s.dot on YouTube, KD Baby on YouTube, and yeah, that's it.
Okay. What's the first video they should go look up from one of your artists after this interview?
I'm gonna give you one. It ain't out yet. By the time this interview drop, it's gonna be out though. It's KD Baby and s.dot. It's we ain't even got a name for it yet, but it's we got a video. It's gonna drop real soon.
Okay, bet, man. We should make sure I go follow A1 Management on everything. All links will be in the description of this video. Shout out Leafy Greens on the camera for this one. Make sure I go follow him. All links will be in the description. Can I get a shout out for Mile High Minute one time?
Yeah, shout out Mile High Minute, man. Tapping in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Let's get it.
Oh, yeah, man. I appreciate you for coming on the show. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Comment down below who you want to see next on the Mile High Minute. Hit that subscribe button and hit that bell button to stay notified when all the latest news drops. Make sure y'all go follow Mile High Minute on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, all that. Links be in the description. And that just about wraps it up, man. Mile High Minute, #1 podcast in the universe.